Actually, at about $40,000.
You know her as the unflappable book lady on Pawn Stars, the one who could expose a Shakespeare forgery in seconds and deliver rock-steady valuations as if she were discussing the day's weather. But beneath Rebecca Romney's calm, on-camera presence lies a much bigger story. The journey of a self-taught linguist turned rare book sleuth, a shadowy forgery scandal that vanished as mysteriously as she did, and a reinvention that has reshaped the antiquarian world. Born on April 6, 1985, in the sun-baked suburbs of Phoenix, Arizona, Rebecca's earliest ambitions had nothing to do with ledgers or leather bindings. She dreamt of philosophy debates and translating cryptic texts, not auction catalogs. At Brigham Young University, she submerged herself in ancient languages, French, Japanese, Latin, Greek, and even Old English, studied throughout marathon study sessions that sometimes lasted 12 hours at a stretch. Professors watched in awe when she translated a 300 BC papyrus for an exam and emerged with top marks. By 2007, she graduated with honors in philosophy and classical studies, her thesis dissecting fragments of Plato's Republic. No one guessed then that those skills would soon become her ticket into the rare book world. Fresh out of college and in need of a job, Rebecca applied on a hunch to Bowman Rare Books in Philadelphia, expecting a management role. She arrived at the interview to discover it was actually for a rare book specialist, something she'd never done. Nervously, she confessed her inexperience, only to find that her language prowess was exactly what the firm needed. Within months, she was unpacking priceless tomes, a 1623 Shakespeare folio, a page from the Gutenberg Bible, first editions of Newton's Principia Mathematica. One misstep could cost millions, and she thrived under the pressure. By the age of 26, she was gallery manager at Bowman's Las Vegas branch, and 3 years later she became their youngest senior director in history, handling over $10 million of manuscripts and auctions each year. It was in that desert crucible of neon lights and high stakes that Rebecca crossed paths with Rick Harrison, already a fixture on Pawn Stars. Their connection wasn't engineered by reality TV producers. It grew organically through local antiques fairs and mutual acquaintances. When Rick needed a paper expert who could swiftly and accurately appraise everything from Civil War bonds to centuries-old letters, he didn't audition a stranger. He picked up the phone and called her. Her first on-camera moment came in April 2011, Season 4, when a customer presented a Confederate bond worth a rumored $5,000. In under 10 minutes, Rebecca's calm inspection of paper texture, ink, and printing methods revealed a forged signature and slashed the bond's value from $10,000 to a few hundred. The viewing audience leapt by 15% that night. From then on, whenever the Pawn Stars crew encountered documents, signatures, or rare books, Rebecca was their go-to expert. Viewers took notice. They dubbed her the Book Whisperer, enamored by her unemotional delivery of explosive findings. Over the next 3 years, she appraised everything from a replica 1493 Columbus letter to a genuine first edition of Darwin's On the Origin of Species, authenticated by a glance at green cloth bindings, original diagrams, and period advertisements. That Darwin volume alone she valued at $75,000, noting that copies with Darwin's personal annotations can fetch $500,000 or more. In 2013, she even uncovered a hidden Edgar Allan Poe manuscript tucked inside a worthless-looking journal. Each segment reinforced her reputation as a walking encyclopedia of paper, ink, and provenance. Then, in 2014, came the episode that would change everything. A man walked into Gold and Silver Pawn with what he claimed was an 1841 edition of the Book of Mormon. Rebecca examined it, appraised it at $40,000, and a deal was struck at $24,000. But soon whispers began. The volume had been reported missing from the Marriott Library at the University of Utah. Reddit threads and YouTube commentators speculated that the FBI raided the pawn shop, confiscated the book,
$40,000.
and interrogated Rebecca about how stolen artifacts were ending up on national television. No formal statement ever emerged. No arrests, no official charges, but the rumor mill roared. It was the kind of mystery that reality TV disclaimers and network PR wouldn't touch. Just weeks later, on January 10th, 2015, Rebecca made her final appearance on Pawn Stars, appraising a pirate-era navigational manual as worth $1,000, negotiated down to $400. The show made no mention of her departure. No farewell montage, no voiceover. Then, just like that, she was gone. Fans scoured her LinkedIn and social media profiles. She still listed herself as Pawn Stars Rare Book Expert, 2011 present, an odd detail that sparked theories. Was it marketing or the result of a non-disclosure agreement that kept her silent? Officially, she had accepted a promotion back east, but the timing, mere months after the Book of Mormon brouhaha, only fueled speculation. What followed was an even more remarkable second act. In 2016, Rebecca rejoined Bowman Rare Books, this time as senior director in Philadelphia, shepherding institutional acquisitions and private sales. In 2017, she co-authored Printer's Error, irreverent stories from book history, an irreverent anthology of printing scandals, from forged Gutenberg Bible leaves to Dickens's 1840s copyright battles. The book was praised by critics and proved that she could translate parchment-deep expertise into lively storytelling. That same year, she married J.P. Romney, an author and historical researcher with distant ties to the political Romney clan. Though the union drew curious glances, Rebecca kept her private life firmly guarded. She has 2 children whose names and ages remain undisclosed. In 2019, she co-founded Type Punch Matrix in Silver Spring, Maryland, a rare book firm built on disrupting the antiquarian world. She introduced AI-driven provenance tools, blockchain-backed ownership records, spectral ink analysis capable of detecting forgeries with 95% accuracy, and even VR simulations that allow collectors to examine priceless volumes without touching them. These technologies, once confined to the Smithsonian, became the standard curriculum in her seminars that attracted hundreds of aspiring dealers eager to learn not just market value, but how to unearth hidden truths in margins and binding threads. Rebecca also recognized a gap in the community. Young women were collecting, but reluctant to claim the title of collector. Together with Heather O'Donnell, she launched the Honey and Wax Book Collecting Prize, awarding $1,000 each year to women under 30 for the most original, meaningful book collections. By 2025, the prize had honored 9 winners, from a tattoo artist presenting a botanical hybrid collection to a national security analyst curating military-themed volumes, each recipient amplifying Rebecca's vision of a more inclusive bibliophile world. In February 2025, she released her most ambitious work yet, Jane Austen's Bookshelf, a searing investigation into the great forgetting that erased the women writers who inspired Austen. She unearthed rare first editions by Anne Radcliffe, Charlotte Smith, and Frances Burney, novels once bestsellers that had fallen into academic obscurity. By meticulously tracking print runs, survival rates, and critical receptions, she demonstrated that gender bias wasn't merely a footnote in literary history. It was woven into the very survival of texts. The New York Times called the book sharp and fearless, and in mere weeks it sold over 20,000 copies. Her lecture at New York's esteemed Grolier Club drew a standing ovation, confirming that she had evolved from reality TV expert to a leading scholar rewriting the literary canon. Today, Rebecca Romney's influence extends far beyond pawnshop counters. Type Punch Matrix has appraised over 1,000 rare items exceeding $10 million in collective value and consults with museums on exhibits spotlighting marginalized voices, including 18th century Black writers. What began under neon lights in Las Vegas has blossomed into a movement that uses cutting-edge technology and rigorous research to democratize the rare book trade. Rebecca's story is a testament to how expertise, curiosity, and integrity can transform not only careers, but entire fields of knowledge. So the next time you see a calm, confident expert appraising dusty tomes on TV or hear the term book whisperer, remember that the real magic lies in the years of invisible labor, deciphering ancient papyri, untangling legal knots around sunken Civil War bonds, and daring to ask why half the literature we've lost was written by women. The unassuming woman behind the counter in a reality TV pawn shop didn't just appraise books. She unearthed lost histories, challenged powerful institutions, and showed the world that the greatest treasures are often those we've forgotten.